What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Now, today on the table in front of us is a new knife to the channel and sort of a new knife out in the world. This is the CH Knives, 3531. This is a monster cleaver, and you guys know I like a good cleaver, and this is a good cleaver knife. It's also really big. It is just over 9 inches in overall length. It is a monster, and well, I like that too. I saw this on Instagram and figured I should check it out, and I'm really, really glad that I did. Now, these are inexpensive. They're about 29 bucks right now on Amazon, and for that, you get D2, you get bearings, steel liners with G10. It's got this great orange G10 backspacer. And you just get so much knife for that amount of money. Now, of course, you have to like cleavers for this to be interesting to you. It's not stabby, it's not tactical, but it is very, very useful. I've had this for about a week now, and I've been playing with it, by which I mean I've been opening packages and doing various tasks, and it is remarkably well suited for everything that I do in a day. It isn't really, excuse me, deep carry. It has a nice stamped steel pocket clip, as you can see here. The problem is, of course, that when it's in the pocket, you get about that much knife sticking out, including the top edge of this blade, which, you know, it's not the best thing in the world, but considering this is just a folding kitchen cleaver, you kind of get what you get. Well, let's talk about the basic specs, and then we can kind of go from there. You get 1, 2, 3, almost 3.5 inches, a little shy of 3.5 inches of cutting surface on 1, 2, 3, 4 inches of D2 steel. Now, CH Knives has, thanks to sites like LTK and various other people, shown to do a really good job on their D2, so I'm not concerned at that level. The action on this thing, not the least of which because of this giant monster heavy blade, is superb. It is an interesting carry because of how fat it is up here at the top. I do want to point that out. But look, this is, I don't know what to say. This is not a knife for somebody who isn't interested in weird knives. I am. And so it really stood out to me in pictures, and in person, it's so much more. Now, I've got a just shy of 4-inch grip, knuckle to knuckle when my hand is closed. Look at that. You got a ton of room back here, and I've learned, I was chopping some meat with it, which is what you do with a cleaver, that allows you to get a ton of swing back here. It is very comfortable. They managed to do the handle in such a way that you've got good grip. It's even got a thumb ramp back here for push cuts. It's got this marvelous choil. Now, is the choil a little big? Yeah, maybe. But when you choke up on this thing, you can do really, really good fine work. I chop some vegetables with it, for instance. And you can do, well, you know what I'm saying here, guys. You can do draw cuts with it, but chopping. And the nice thing is, because of the way it's shaped, the blade actually touches down on the cutting surface before the flipper and before the handle, which means it is really, it's chopper. And it's very good at that. I love stuff like this. Let's do a basic size comparison so we really know how big it is. Oh, you know what? Let's do the full length first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5, just shy of 9.5 inches long overall. The actual grip length on this thing is 1, 2, 3, 4 full inches of grip length with a little over 1/2 inch in the round back here at the pommel of the handle. There is a ton of room on this knife. It's really a lot of fun. Let's do it up against our old friend, the Rat Model 1. As you can see, it is much, much bigger than the Rat Model 1. And of course, we'll break out our small friend, the Rat Model 2, just to complete the line. This is a big knife. It's a huge knife. I don't know. You know, it's funny. It's, as always, I read the specs. I knew in my head how big it was going to be when I ordered it, but it doesn't, you never really get, well, I knew how long it was. I knew how big it was going to be, but it isn't until you get something like this in hand that you become really aware of what all those dimensions mean. This is a monster knife. And again, for 29 bucks, you just cannot go wrong. Now, somebody asked me about the keyhole up here at the top when I showed this to a friend of mine. Believe it or not, in the old days when people just had giant cleavers in their kitchen, these holes were suited very well for hanging the knife from a hook in the kitchen, just like that. This is an imitation then of what you see traditionally on large cleavers, and they've really done a great job. I've also learned that if you hold it this way and you've got big hands like mine, you can pinky flick this thing open with that hole. Now, women carry knives cannot do that because her hands aren't as big as mine, and you may not be able to either, but I can, and I think it's fun. Other than that, there is a single form of deployment, which is the flipper. And the flipper, by the way, works every single time. The detent on this is really very good. It showed up just exactly dead on accurate. The blade is dead center. Mine showed up with absolutely no fit, finish, or quality issues at all. Everything lines up. Everything is smooth. There are no sharp edges. This is a really, really well-made knife coming out of CH Knives. Recently on one of their Instagram posts, they posted some pictures of the stuff they've done this year and some things that are coming. And but they've been around a long time. I'm not new to this. They're not new to the knife world. But I think what they have done is decided to turn it up to 11 because the products that they are releasing now, both in D2 and G10 and their higher-end stuff, are just very good and still budget-friendly. That matters. So my thinking is that this is just sort of an expression of what they can do. You know, I don't know what the market for a giant cleaver like this really is going to be. But I know that as long as there are lunatics like me out there that love stuff like this, it's going to not only get them some attention, but help sort of make their case that they make fantastic knives in a wide budget range. And I think that is just awesome. So I guess that's about it. I don't really have that much to say about it. If you like big cleaver knives, you don't want to break the bank, you want a well-made knife from a company that seems to be doing an excellent job, the 3531 from CH Knives is a great direction to go. We're going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this knife or any of the knives you've ever seen on my channel, feel free to ask down in the comments below. Please like the video down here on the like button on the way out. It does help the channel. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. We would love to have you here on a regular basis. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time.